The good news for the weekend is that Justin Trudeau and the Liberal cabinet have never been weaker than this moment here in Canadian history. This last-minute cabinet shuffle has shown not only the Conservative Party of Canada from a strategic perspective, but also Canadians that they're in full panic mode. They don't know how to recover. They don't have confidence that they can even win an election or get reelected some of their members. It's really bad for them, but if you're watching this channel, chances are it's really good for us. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we're taking a look at how Justin Trudeau has literally never been weaker, and all the headlines across all Canadian media are reiterating that exact same thing. But before we get into the story, I want to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're up against mainstream media, government suppression, Trudeau's algorithm, YouTube suppression. There's a lot of things that we're fighting here, yet we're still growing and still have some great momentum. That's all thanks to you, the people that are liking the videos, engaging in it, and subscribing and all that great stuff. And also, before we get into it, I want to encourage you to click the link down in the description below or the pinned comment to get your merch. So there's an Alberta collection. My favorite is the Freedom collection, which is a hat I'm wearing right now. It's this hat right here, but in white. There's hats and t-shirts, coffee mugs, hoodies, everything that you could possibly want. I also own this one. My wife really likes that one. We got it in maroon. Fantastic merchandise. The link for that is down in the description below. Without further ado, let's take a look at our first article here. New cabinet, same Justin Trudeau by the Toronto Sun. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau can shuffle his cabinet ministers all he likes, but it won't change his underlying belief that he is right and his opponents are not just wrong, but selfish, sinful, insensitive, and possibly evil. And this is the rhetoric that liberals consistently have, that everyone else is horrible, horrible people. Even liberals think this about the NDP and the Bloc and the Green Party. That's why liberals are, well, they're losing so many voters. And if you look at the federal polls, liberals are down like 30% from where they were when they got re-elected. So this is fantastic news for Canadians that don't want Trudeau and don't want liberals in power anymore. This is a great time in Canadian history. This is the recent press conference that he did with all his band of liberal misfits in the background. Very, very weird for him to do this.
We know times are challenging, but this is the team that is going to be able to continue the hard work, rolling up their sleeves and delivering for Canadians from coast to coast to coast as we build a brighter,
back better
future.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau shuffled his cabinet. No, that's not really the interesting story. What was intriguing was all of the events that led up to the shuffle.
Well, it's also the fact that they chose to shuffle a bunch of people and a bunch of A-team members of the Liberal cabinet, like Omar, which is arguably A or B team. But Marco Mendicino has definitely been kind of Trudeau's right-hand man. He's been the front leader for the gun buyback program, Bill C-11, Bill C-18. He's done so much damage to this country. So for Marco Mendicino to actually resign, and Omar and a bunch of other liberals, it's fantastic news. Although we all want Trudeau to be obviously the main person to resign, get jail time, whatever it is that you guys think Trudeau deserves. And then you have a bunch of headlines like this across Canadian media, right? Law breaking is up since Trudeau came to power, which is absolutely true. I'm sure you've seen videos on Twitter or now rebranded to X or Facebook or even YouTube Shorts and stuff like that of just crime going out of control everywhere in Canada. And I know I've done this before, and I know I'm sorry to the older people that think that this is a very like young millennial thing to say, but you're valid in your feelings. I know we're getting into avocado toast territory here, but you are valid in your feelings to think that Canada is broken, to think that crime is up, to think that things are unreasonably priced. And I mean, how else are we going to get validation? You can go crazy. Tell me about it. I've been feeling like I've been going absolutely crazy thinking, are houses really this expensive, or am I just into new territory? Are groceries really supposed to be this expensive? Is a pint of beer at a bar, at a patio supposed to be this expensive, or nachos? Like, things are just so crazy. You can't get a reasonably priced meal for two at a restaurant anymore. Minimum, the baseline is like $35, $30 to $35, maybe even $40 per person now. It's crazy. How are you supposed to take your family out? How are you supposed to pay rent, pay a mortgage, and enjoy your life? Enjoy small little aspects of your life by going out and experiencing, you know, what the economy has to offer. You don't want to just be stuck indoors like a prisoner all the time. You want to be able to enjoy things, build things in your backyard, take trips, fill up on gas, go to the lake, go fishing, go on vacation with friends or family, go to restaurants, enjoy nightlife, entertainment. And it's hard to do that these days. So I'm going to say it again, millennial avocado toast style. You are valid in your feelings. And I'm not just saying that for you. I also have to remind myself of that quite frequently because, again, I just feel like I'm going crazy. And part of this craziness is from this witch of a woman right here, Freeland. This is a video that Pierre Poiliev posted on his YouTube channel here. She is the biggest gaslighter Canada has ever seen. She says, everything is fine, Mr. Speaker, when it's not. We don't need a politician to just be like Hercules. We don't need that. What we need is transparency. We don't need a Viking as a politician or as the leader of a country, as a prime minister. We need transparency. We need the government, politicians, sworn in, elected members of parliament, right, that are taxpayer funded to say, we know that Canadians are suffering and we're doing our best to try and fix it. And so we're open to suggestions because we're only a few minded people here and there's 40 million of you and 40 of us. So any suggestions that people have, we'll actually consider them because things are crazy right now in Canada and we want to make sure that everyone is comfortable and that we're actually working for the Canadians. Why is that so hard to say? That would be single-handedly the best line of 2023 if any politician got up on a microphone and said that. But no, this woman instead makes you feel like you're going crazy, makes you check your credit card statement or your bank statements 3 times to make sure that you're not paying for Disney Plus and that you're doing everything that she's telling you in order to fix inflation.
Question for the Deputy Minister. What do you say to Prince Edward Islanders who woke up to a significant increase in gas, diesel, and oil this morning between 6 and 8 cents per litre?
Okay, well, I have been talking about that with Heath and Sean. Heath and Sean and I had breakfast together before that.
One of the key industries here on Prince Edward Island in particular is our tourist industry, and particular to that, our car tourist industry. People traveling from our region to this island to be tourists with policies like the carbon tax and the clean fuel standards, which are by design meant to reduce consumption of fuel and reduce. Are you worried that's going to have a chilling effect?
Also, what is wrong with her face? It's almost like that old TV show Just for Laughs, right? Where there's there's a little mumbling, but there's not really words, and people's facial expressions just kind of say it all, and it makes for fun television. This isn't supposed to be fun television. This is a sworn in elected member of parliament who is running the country. She's making massive decisions for how our money is spent, how our economy is run, the rules and policies that are in place. And she is a walking bobblehead. That's what she does. It's not a disease. It's not like Parkinson's or whatever it is where your hands shake and your body is out of control. No, she has full control over what she's doing. Full control. And she looks this silly. It's just bizarre, man. It's just bizarre.
Effect on one of the key industries here on Prince Edward Island.
So yeah, I'm very aware of that. And actually, with a couple of my colleagues, we drove here last night from Halifax.
Not in electric vehicles, by the way, in case you're wondering, just oh yeah, maybe they drove there in electric vehicles. They was not electric vehicles. No, it's Cadillacs or Suburbans, gas or diesel, very, very not fuel efficient vehicles.
Very much believe in PEI. We believe in the tourism industry and we believe in the PEI economy overall.
How would that make you feel if a massively important position, because she as an individual, I think it's inarguable that she's not important for Canada, yet her position is. So the abilities that she has, right, at her disposal and the power that she has makes the position important, but she is not a very important person in Canada. She is just one of the most grotesque people I've ever really come across, to be absolutely frank. Imagine one of the most important positions in Canadian politics says, yeah, we believe in your province. Hey, Albertans, we believe in you. BC, we believe in you. Ontario, we sort of believe in you. It's just weird. It's weird. You can't even, it's like South Park episode in real life. It's very, very weird.
Today's announcement was about all of that. You guys are nice.
I did want to say one more thing, though. I don't need you to retread the ground you've gone over, because you've answered this question from the other side. But you are facing a lot of pushback in this region, in particular from local politicians, local provincial governments that say this, they're not opposed to it, but it's coming too soon, too fast. They need more time to adapt. What do you say to that?
You know what? I say I do really understand. I really understand the challenges. A fact that still shocks my dad is I don't actually own a car because I live in downtown Toronto. I'm like, 300 meters from the nearest subway. I walk, I take the subway, I make my kids walk and ride their bikes and take the subway. It's actually healthier for our family.
Yeah, so in the wintertime, she does not walk and take the subway. She has access to hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month for private transportation to be organized. So it's very easy for somebody like this to try and gaslight you and say, well, I do it. I don't have a car and I get around fine. So why can't you? Because it's different circumstances, idiot. That's why.
I can live that way. I can live that way.
I can live that way, so why can't you? It's just so frustrating. And again, I'm pulling out the millennial avocado toast thing here. You're valid for not liking her. You're valid. Doesn't make you a bad person. She is a horrible, horrible person that's done so much damage to this country. So you're valid. Now I need to kind of close things off here with somebody that we actually like. So we're going to take a look at Pierre Poiliev and how he wrapped up his Northern Ontario tour in North Bay.
Federal Conservative leader Pierre Poiliev wrapped up his 3-day Northern Ontario tour tonight with one last stop, this time in North Bay. About 300 supporters packed the Best Western Hotel to hear him speak about his plans, which include what he calls a common-sense approach to bail reform. And Poiliev says he'll claw back municipal infrastructure grants if cities and towns don't permit 15% more building per year to get shovels in the ground to build houses.
Based on housing completions, that is keys and doors, families in homes. I will pay the municipalities their infrastructure budget based on housing completions so that they will know that their budget depends on building more.
And that's a very important distinction to know, because a lot of building companies actually get these grants to get the project started, and then they get abandoned because they realize it may not be profitable if they've reached different impasses. And so there's a lot, like tremendous amounts of new developments in suburbs that get started and then the projects get abandoned, and the businesses, the companies that are running them, they actually subcontract that and they end up making more money. And it's all just business transactions. It's all about profit. And we need to stop that, because yes, it's important for businesses to make profit. I don't think anyone can argue that point, but it's also important for our economy to get back on track, for houses to get built in a timely manner, or just get built at all. Again, 500,000 to 1 million immigrants per year and less than 200,000 homes being built across the country per year. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed or the sharpest tool in the shed, but even I'm able to realize those numbers don't add up. So having somebody in as a prime minister who has an economics background like Pierre Poiliev makes a lot of sense. And I agree that we need to build more housing.
This was the final day of his Northern Ontario tour, which included stops in Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie, and Sudbury.
Fantastic. I'd love to pass the question off to you, the audience. How do you feel about Pierre Poiliev's approach? Do you think that we have a real shot of getting back on track as as Canadians, in our Canadian economy, and build more houses? I would rather have a surplus of houses in our very vast land than have a shortage of houses and then seeing more zombies, more, homeless people all out on the streets, because it's heartbreaking and also hurts municipalities. When the federal government doesn't do their job, it hurts the provinces. They can't do their job. And then it hurts the municipalities, and then it hurts the citizens. So shit rolls downhill. We're at the bottom of the hill, unfortunately, and our government incompetence, our government mismanagement is affecting every single one of us. So I'd love to know if you guys think Pierre Poiliev or Conservative government could really fix that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.